So this is my audience of 3.
And a half.
So in a world nowadays where everybody's wanting to take their horse to the old town road, some may wonder, well, how do I saddle a horse? So today I'm going to show you the proper steps to saddle Mini-Me here, to where that way we can ride him safely and correctly. So the first step is to saddling horse is to brush the horse. You want to brush the horse from front to back. And you want to get all over his back and make sure that everything's smoothed out and he's clean. Western Saddle Guide wrote an article on how to saddle a horse and said, if you want a willing partner, approach your horse with gentleness and good technique. So when we're doing so and brushing the horse, we want to make sure that we don't move around or freak the horse out in the wrong way, because these animals can freak out and they can hurt somebody. So that's just a good tip while you're doing so and before you saddle the horse. So when we get done brushing the horse, we want to make sure we've gotten every spot good. Stephen Jones published an article in May 2010 on equisearch.com and said, before the saddling process begins, the horse should be clean in the saddle and the girth area. So even if you brush the horse and he's still a little bit dirty or something, you may need to mix it up and do something different, because you have to have the girth area, which is this area right here, clean, as well as the horse's back, like I said earlier. So once you have your horse clean and you brushed him well, you want to put the pad on. This is a pad to fit Mini-Me here. And we just throw the pad over the horse's back, and you want to make sure it's on the center of the horse's back right here, to where it looks comfortable for the horse. The next step is to put the saddle on. This is the saddle, and we're going to take the saddle and we're going to kind of throw it over the horse's back, and also make sure that it's sitting up straight and in the center of the horse's back. Now we're going to take the cinch, which you're going to have to reach under the horse to grab the cinch from the other side of the horse, like this. Now once we have the cinch, we're going to want to run this strap through the cinch and back through the top ring. And we're going to do it until we have it to where we can put it in one of the holes. And make sure that it's snug. That way your saddle doesn't go anywhere. So once we get the cinch done, and we know that our saddle isn't going anywhere, we're going to bridle the horse. Now to bridle the horse, you're going to want to take your halter off and make sure that you have good control over the horse. That way he doesn't run off. So to bridle him, we're going to take the bridle across the top of the horse's head, and we're going to put our finger right here in his mouth. And whenever I do that, it's going to open up his mouth to where I can slide the bit. This is known as the bit. And slide the bit in. Once we have the bit in his mouth, we're going to take the top of the bridle and run it over his ears. Just like this. Now, another tip. Western Horseman has an article online that is titled, If the Bit Fits. And it says, quote, adjust the bridle so that the bit creates a wrinkle or two at the corners of the horse's mouth. So you can see right here on Mini-Me that the bit is creating a few wrinkles at the corner of his mouth where it hits. Now that we know that that's the right thing, we can go ahead and get on the horse. And to get on the horse, you're going to want to take your reins here, and you're going to throw them over the horse's head. And the other step before you get on the horse is to make sure that you get yourself ready. Once you have the horse all prepared, you have to make sure that you have protective headgear and footwear. Catherine Blocksdorf informs us in the article on sprucepets.com that we should make sure to wear a proper riding helmet and safe footwear. So like I said, you have to make sure that you're ready as well as the horse once the horse is at this point. Then the final step is to put your foot in the stirrup here and swing your leg over, and you can ride off to wherever you're going. And that way If you do everything properly, you'll be safe.